secrets of different bills. At Uncle Demon, you need it, I got it listed here. You wanna make it, I'll show you just how to make it here. I got all the rarest bills, and I ain't done yet. Went from the finish to making bills like a prospect. Flow space and slashes to catching us with a lot of threat. You keep the medals cause the right one's coming up next. Only scratch the surface, still they try to drag my name in dirt. They try to bring me down, see me winning, you ain't like me then.
Alright, so today we're going to answer the question, is 99 still worth it? Right? And again, we're going to address this with some data. We're also going to put my opinion in there, but I feel like this would definitely answer the question, is it worth it? All right, so let's hop right to it. Let's not waste no time. The first thing we want to talk about is the actual equity it costs. You're 25 overall right now. If you go 99 overall, as you see right here, you are 67 overall. Okay, now 67 overall. But if you say, for instance, you want to use cap breakers, so instead of a 67, you want to use 5 cap breakers, now you'll be a 54. That's a big difference between 54 and 67. So yes, you would want to obviously use your cap breakers here. You want to try to prevent getting up to 99. A 67 and a 54 is a massive difference. So again, as you know, you've been watching my videos long enough, you know you want to try to stay away from the as high of a 90 as possible and use a cap breaker, because if you don't, you're going to be using a lot of equity into that category and it's going to kill your rating as far as putting them elsewhere and making a better build. Okay, so that's first and foremost. All right, now let's just get into the question of what is the sweet spot for a steal. Okay, and again, you know me, gotta go ahead and use 2K Labs to answer this question. And the first thing I want to answer is that, as you can see here, bronze interceptor at a 60 and at a 70, is there a difference? Okay, and as you can see, there is a difference. You only have bronze interceptor, so it only costs a 60. You'll need a 60 to get bronze interceptor. But what happens here is that if you go to 70 with bronze interceptor, you're still going to be getting better steal attempts. So what does that mean? That means that the steal attempts are linear when it comes to intercepting passes, okay? And I think this is the big one. I want to talk about intercepting passes first. So yes, what that means is the higher your steal rating, the better chances you have of getting an actual steal, not a deflection. So let's say, for instance, if you have a 60 steal with bronze interceptor and you have some attribute points left over, it's actually better to just go and put like a 66 steal, because it's going to help with that interceptor. So this is one of the categories that's linear. I did not know this until now. So that is a big difference. So when I'm stopping at like 85 for gold interceptor and I have some left over, now I know, like, well, maybe I should be putting that, you know, get an 88 still, because it actually will add up at the end. Now, that is just letting you know that your steal rating is linear when it comes to interceptors, okay? Does Wingspan affect it? No, there is nothing that's going to show here. As you can see with interceptor, Wingspan has no effect in this. You have minimum wingspan at 58%. You have max wingspan at 60%. You got to use that 2% margin for error. So it's basically saying that, you know what, it's not going to decide. There's no, there's not enough data, or there is not much difference to where the data can see that a max wingspan or a minimum wingspan is going to be as effective. So again, linear on your steal, max minimum wingspan does not matter. Okay, now the big question that I know a lot of y'all are going to have is whether or not the badge is going to have much of an effect. And the answer is no, right? A lot of it has to do with the rating. So it's the same exact thing as your driving dunk. Remember I talked about driving dunk and I was like, bro, like, you know, you're gonna have legend posterizer, and you know, if you have a 89 driving dunk and you have legend posterizer or no badge, you're not gonna see a difference. That's the same thing with interceptor. They used interceptor, they use an 85 still, and as you can tell of the rating as you go through, there is not going to be much of a difference. Remember, 85 still is going to give you gold interceptor, and as you can see, at 62% for Hall of Fame and 64% for Legend, you only have an 85 still, so using a max +1, max +2 is not going to be as effective, right? But if you looked at it from the standpoint of actually having a 99 still, now you see 73%. Okay, you see 73% with a 99 still. So again, like I said, it all predicated on your rating. Okay, so your rating, the higher your still rating is, the badge would then become effective. So don't think a max +1, max +2 is going to juice it. No, it's not. You need to have the actual rating, which I'm pretty sure when more and more data comes out, that's probably going to be for all of it. You know, we've been max +2ing and stuff like that, whatever. You know, I'm over here with a 93 driving dunk with gold posterizer thinking like, yo, I'm max +2 it to Hall of Fame, and all of a sudden I'm getting a boost, and you realize you're not. Now we're starting to see that there is not a boost that's coming out of this, okay? So now that we know that aspect of it, okay? Now let's talk about the steal, okay? And why the steal has become such an issue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up 2K Toots, and I wanna pull up this still image right here. And as you see with this still image, this is where the ball needs to be in order to get steals now, okay? So if someone is sitting there in front of you and just dribbling, you're not getting those steals, dog, all right? You're not getting those steals. The ball needs to be up and away as they're transitioning to another move. So it needs to be out and exposed to be able to get a steal. So if someone's dribbling, sitting there calling a play, and they have a high dribble with a high unpluckable, and they have 3 adrenaline bars, don't be reaching because they're just gonna call a foul. And that's where the frustration comes in, is that getting steals this year is definitely, it's just a lot difficult. It's more difficult to be able to do that. And as you can see right here, you get a 58% when the ball is exposed, or like Toot says, at the apex. So what that means is, again, like that image said, the apex is right at the end of that animation. People dribble fast and quick. It's very hard unless they have, like, they're trying to do a size up like a Jimmy Butler escape, and then you can get that long escape animation. That's what we better to be seeing that animation. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be very difficult. Okay, so with that being said, the question is, well, how do you get those steals outside when it's at the apex? This is where 2K Labs came in again with the glove versus, gold glove versus gold unpluckable. So as you can see on the left side, that is going to be the offensive drilling bars. So you see 3, 2, 1, 0 on the left side, and then on the bottom, you get the defensive drilling bars. So obviously, if you look at it in the bottom left corner, you see 3 defensive drilling bars versus 0 offensive drilling bars. You have a 13% success rate. 13% success rate of getting that steal. So what that means is that you're better off in that possession when you're playing defense to anticipate a drilling bars being gone. If they're dribbling a lot, if you bump them a couple times, that's what's going to allow you to be able to get a higher success rate on steals based upon the adrenaline bars that they're losing. It's the adrenaline bars that really play a key factor in this, okay? Remember, this is gold unpluckable with gold glove. If you look at the top right, okay, and that means that you have 0 defensive adrenaline bars and they have 3, you have a 0% chance. Actually, you have a 0% chance if they have 3 adrenaline bars all the way across. I think that's what you need to understand. If they have 3 adrenaline bars, you have a 0% success rate of ripping them. 0% success rate in ripping them. Like, that should tell you right there, you know, how difficult it is to get on-ball steals. That's why I say passing lanes is the best way to get steals in this 2K. The on-ball steals is usually going to be predicated off bump steals, right? Blitzing, and then of course if they do it behind the back and then you stop them in the middle, that's where I get most of my steals anyways, when they do that behind the back. So to answer your question, right, is 99 still worth it? All right, my thing is, if you are playing competitively, you're playing in like on a squad and you're playing pro-am, you're playing you know, just competitive 2K, then a 99 or get a 94 still with +5 will be worth it, because obviously that is your play style. You are 100% a lockdown. But for my nephews and nieces that are casual players, that are individuals that are playing with randoms, you need to have, you know, a well-rounded build. Going up to 99 still is absolutely not worth it. The sweet spot will be an 85. An 85 still getting gold interceptor and having that silver glove. So by going 85, as you can see right here, you have silver glove with gold interceptor. Don't max +1 it, don't max +2 it. Just keep it here. And again, the lower you go is perfectly fine if you know you're not going to be getting steals. But if you're someone that wants to be some way of a two-way, I would say go 85, right? Go 85 and understand that it's the adrenaline bars that are really going to be where you need to be playing. You have to make sure you're reaching at the apex of the dribble, because if they have 3 adrenaline bars and they're just sitting there and you're spamming, 99% of the time they're gonna call a foul. 1% of the time they're just gonna be reaching through the ball, right? Because 2K has made this more of an offensive game. So if you are somebody that is not trying to be a two-way, if you're somebody that's not obviously specialized in trying to be a lockdown, then to me the best tier will be all the way down to a 73, right? 73 will be really good for a guard. And if you're a center, I would say go just 60 just to get the interceptor badge so you're competent. But at the end of the day, a 99 steal, based upon everything we just went over today, is virtually going to be impossible when you are not having, play this. And I think hopefully this can make more sense. If you have a 99 3 ball, you expect to be where you're going to be utilizing that 99 3 ball throughout the whole game. If you have a 99 steal, you're not going to get rewarded as much as a 99 3 ball, right? Because the game is more offensive heavy. So if you want to put equity in something, you put more equity in offense, because if you put it all in defense, especially when it comes to steal, and you have a 99 steal, but you walk away from the game and you only have a handful of steals throughout that game, why would you put all that into steal if you're not even utilizing it that much throughout the game, right? That's what you should ask yourself. It's the same thing with, like, I'd say the 3, same thing with a 99 driving dunk. 99 driving dunk, you will get rewarded more with a 99 driving dunk than you will with a 99 steal, because you're able to see the results of a 99 steal easily. 99 driving dunk easily than would come with a steal, because the game's offensive heavy. Now I know some of y'all gonna be like, yeah, it's offensive heavy, but you won't, but like you still want to be able to play defense. Yes, that's for perimeter defense. Perimeter defense is a different story. All right, perimeter defense, you will, if you have a 99 perimeter defense, you can definitely tell the difference. You're utilizing that all the time in the game. But this reaching and trying to get passing lanes all the time, you're just not gonna get rewarded, especially if you play against a smart team. If you play against a smart point guard, he's not throwing passing lane steals for you, right? And he's saving his dribbling bars, and he's not getting reached and doing good pick and roll, and then you only get 1 or 2 steals that whole entire game, and you put 99 to your steal, are you really gonna feel like you did something and it's worth it? No. So at the end of the day, hopefully that answers your questions, all right, about is 99 still worth it? Now, again, as I always say, am I cooking with grease, right? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Am I making any sense? If I am, all I ask is just make sure you please drop a like, you subscribe to my channel, and as usual, your favorite old head Uncle Jimmy. I'll be back really, really soon on the Banger Man. When I say back soon on the Banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.